Hey you guys, Class Wars Preliminaries is coming up very soon, and so I'm doing my monthly tune overview, and usually when I do this overview, you'll see me switch over to a Will Destroyer build, but in this case, I'm going to be keeping my crit Astrals and actually using this usual setup that I have on a daily basis. I do think it is pretty strong for PvP, but it's not ideal for me. You might, looking around, I'll probably leave it this way. Um, I could put in like a little extra physical defense, but I think it's fine. Um, so yeah, so I'm going to do the tune overview. I still am going to do some gem adjustments, but actually it's really just gem improvements and changing up my crit stat a little bit. Part of the reason why I'm sticking with the crit build this time around is one, it is becoming a bigger cost each month because the higher quality gems I have, the more it costs me each month to convert them and things. And I always end up having to do a little bit of conversion, even if I have like a spare set of gems. So I'm not totally in love with the idea of continuing to do that. And so yeah, I genuinely think that the Will Destroyer build is better. The other part is I'm not actually feeling that confident about this Class Wars. My dark resistance is very, very low for a competitive mage Class Wars. There's really nothing I can do about it. I do have really nice crystals, but I only have one intermediate dimension on at the moment, and so intermediate dimensions only give plus 10% and then plus 50 once they're complete. So I'll probably have one more basic dimension for Saturday for the finals, but that's really not going to cut it. If you look over here are all the dimensions I have. I finally got an Electro Expert dimension, which is great. I'll probably start that after Class Wars. But at the moment, I cannot pull dark dimensions to save my life. Definitely not an advanced one, but I haven't even gotten a single intermediate dark dimension this entire month. So it's been very, very frustrating not being able to get the dimensions that I need to be competitive in Class Wars. But that's the situation I'm in right now. So I'm not saying this is a throwaway month. I'm going to try my hardest. I always have something up my sleeve to try and do well, but yeah, just resistance-wise, I'm in trouble. So that said, the other part I think that requires some explaining is what I'm going to do next with my gems. I think previously I've said that I think crit stats are, you don't need to go crazy with them. I've heard a million different things about how a crit stat works. I think at best most of them are drawn from semi-educated guesses by noticing, various mildly empirical observations about different ratios of stats. Some people say it's, what is your crit to your BR, your crit to your attack, your crit flat, nothing else considered, what's the best number. Um, and most people have generally understood that your opponent's crit stat does have some sort of influence, um, and and that, obviously Enhanced Guardian Angel will have a big impact. But personally, I just want my crit as minimal as possible because the difference between, 2-3k here and there to me is so minimal. For the longest time, 600k and up, I was very comfortable right around 16k crit, and I was totally fine. I didn't care. My magical attack was soaring, and my crit was staying the same, and I did not find any noticeable difference in my rate. And so that said, I'm going to be changing things up with my gems a little. So what I'm thinking, I've talked to my friends about this. Darkhawk was saying that it was probably the way to adjust my crit is to actually upgrade some of my gems, but reduce the number that I have. And so I'm gonna give that a try. I'm gonna take out my crit gems here, make 4 level 12s, and see where that gets me, and then see if I want to add on like 1 or 2 more. At the moment, I have 6 crit gems in. So, okay, I'll probably need 5. But let's make 4 for now and see where I'm at. Okay, so I have 5 of these crit gems. I'm just going to put them into my gear. I'm going to put 4 in and see what my crit stat is looking like. Right, it was 21k earlier. I do not mind it going lower. I know there's somebody's going to tell me something about what I'm doing wrong here, but I just do not care about how high my crit is that much. Some people are really concerned about their crit. They feel like if their crit must be too low if they're not critting well. Oftentimes, I feel like these days, because big gems are so readily available to people, that crit stats are getting too high, if anything. So, this is 18k. I mean, I wish I could just like improve my Astral and get it to, a little over 18k, and that would be totally comfortable for me. There's no Soul Crystal event, but if that were going on, I would be okay with that. So I'm tempted to just leave it here, you guys. I think it's it seems a little low in my BR. Even like I feel conditioned to want more crit, and I think that's just kind of ridiculous because the game is not at all transparent about how crit works, and all my friends who have asked Elite Club about this, get either really opaque answers or answers that just are proven untrue. I know I've talked to Mossy, and he one time asked them, and they just said, "Oh, more crit will make you crit more," which is absolutely 100% false. That is not true. It's true to a point, but then but no, that's not right. So I think what's just gonna happen is I'm just gonna convert. Actually, I'm gonna have nicer HP gems. Okay, that took a lot longer than I thought it would, but it really gave me a huge BR boost. So as you can see, used up a bunch of my level 10 gems to convert up, and so I only have 8 of those left, but hopefully through, several gem events, lately they've been all limited, I'll collect up more of those. So just as a recap, since it took me a while, I'll just go over it. What I've done is I've given myself only 4 crit gems. They're level 12, and so that leaves me at almost 1800 crit. That can go up with a title, up to like 18k, which sounds good enough for me. And then I already had all level 12 magical attack gems, but I then also put in level 12 HP gems, so upgraded all my HP. Those were all level 11 before. And then I previously had 6 crit gems, so I've cut that down to 4 of them, but higher level. And in their place, I put in another MDef and another PDef. Uh, um, another level 11 MDef and PDef in their place. And so that's also a nice boost because the Def Astrals definitely give more BR than crit does. Not that BR is really a factor, or that would really, be the deciding factor in any fight. But I like this balance better just because I have no understanding of the crit stat, and so I go for minimally sufficient. Just as a general overview of my tune, right now I have Gaia on. I usually do this overview with my Dark Pet, even though it's not the one I use the most. It is the one that I usually use at Class Wars. Um, so, pet-wise, whoa, go up to 146 kbr. I didn't notice that. I put my main set of gear that I in my last video upgraded to all legendary, and so quite pleased with that. And then all the other oranges. I renamed my Medusa because I decided she needed a more regal name. And other than that, my Triton's recently been upgraded a bit. Actually, not upgraded. Um, as far as Maher goes, but I did put a bunch of Sepulchrum into it because I had a lot. And I also maxed out my little Medusa. to have full sepulchrum, and so that's, I mean, she's not rolling in it, but it's a capped out 1-star purple, so still pretty strong enough for a troop. Last time I did use 2 Medusas in finals, and so I plan to do something similar or the same this finals. Let's see here. So the usual gear, I think my Holy Forge on my robes and my helm are probably higher than last time, so I do have some BR from there. I've had a metal upgrade, which was nice. And otherwise, let's see here. We can just go down the tabs. Level 60 soul mark, that also I don't think has changed at all. My fate, I only have the influence up to level 1. I mean, I haven't gotten enough for anything more than that. I was realizing in my arena video that I didn't really understand why I was being stunned for so long lately, and I think it has something to do with that influence stat. I was thinking of it as just Holy Seal. I immediately just thought, oh, it's like somehow related to Holy Steel. And actually, I think it's related to any type of stun in the game. So it is pretty important to level that up. It's just really hard to get that material. So yeah, I'm not really willing to go too crazy with that wheel. And clothing identification is high. I mean, there's not much I can do here. There must be like some wings are missing or something, because I've seen some other players have defense and intellect stats from this that are as high. I mean, endurance stats that are as high as my defense and intellect ones. So I don't know what wings I'm missing, but I'm missing something. and and so yeah, we went over the gear. Clothing, still all level 8, which is fine for me. It's like clothing. I would like level 9 wings, but that's just going to be a while. And yeah, so battle protection, this will all change. I probably have to protect. I probably don't need to protect. I'll put like 2 electro crystals or something in for class wars, and I'll probably put in some light this time because I think some people are going to risk it and use light pets, and then I'm gonna definitely put some wind resistance in. Dragon Soul, I think we've all seen that. That's been full for a while. So been max honor for quite some time, but I'm up to 871k honor, which I'm hoping is enough for the next couple levels in my medallion. I'm hoping that those Empire Truncheons or whatever they're called for ranking up the medallion are relatively cheap through Titan War, which from what I understand is coming up either the end of this month or the beginning of March. My guess is the beginning of March. We're already getting close to the end of the month. And so, yeah, nothing too crazy around here, I don't think. Let's see here. What else? These tabs, technology bonus, titles. I don't know if I've ever shown those. Get plus 670 from titles. I wonder if there's another crit one that I can do to get my crit stat a little higher, but not crazy. I could also try and invest in my crit Astral. And then there's my dimensions. What other tabs? Astrals are largely the same, or actually pretty much completely the same, except for I did get my Holy Mysticality to level 10 somewhat recently. I think in the past month. I think it's, that happened after last Class Wars at some point. And yeah, these are pretty much what I use for PvE and PvP. I don't think they're great PvE Astrals. These are not totally ideal for fighting certain monsters and stuff, but I just am too lazy to move them around most of the time. And so yeah, I'm set up for PvP Astral wise. I know some people ask me, why not Def Astrals, but I really do prefer these percentage Astrals. I don't mind taking a BR dip just to have all of them in there. Next one I'll probably work on, now that I'm thinking, well, I would rather have more block than more crit, to be perfectly honest. I know that the block stat is much more simple than the crit stat. Every time it goes up, whenever I put in a bunch of block in for Class Wars, I feel like I block a lot more, and so yeah, I trust that stat a lot more than I trust crit, but I think they're both still a little wishy-washy, but crit more so. skills. In Class Wars, I'll get rid of this AoE, and I will probably go with an Amnesia rune. I think with a Dark Pet, a heal rune is not totally necessary, and I also want to be a little bit more aggressive. Troops, I have the Demonic Angels now. I know that I wouldn't say it was super controversial, but I've at least gotten an assortment of misinformed comments about choosing angels and saying that angels are better for knights and archers. I would not say that everybody agrees with me or everybody really cares, to be perfectly honest. But I will put out a blog post. I did make the knights. I did make level 80 demonic knights, and I moved my what's it called? My enlightenment over to my knights and showed all my stats and compared them, and I do have more attack when I have the angels, and I would love for one of my knight friends or somebody who is a physical attack class to do the same and show their stats. I would really appreciate it, and so yeah, the angels for sure have more attack, and there's no real ifs about it. Just showing the stats. So yeah, 19,711 physical attack. This is with a full academy, and um, and then the angels have 21,394. So definitely higher. And other than that, I mean, there's the mount. I've had, I'm saving some room in strength. The very strange thing here that I've noticed, or that pretty much any of the other players in this situation, are that um, my current max level says that I should be able to train 25 more levels into my mount than I can at the moment. It's stopped at 600, and many other top players are also stuck at 600, and so pretty much anybody who's tried this is stuck there, and so eventually Wartune's going to have to increase that. From what I've heard, China, they bumped it up to 1200, and so yeah, for now I'm gonna have to choose really wisely when I decide to put whips into my strength stat. It's got to be a really good mount whip event that I'm gonna get some nice rewards out of. But for now, I'm just leaving that alone. Um, so yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. Nothing too crazy. That the big boost was through those gems. Um, and I forgot what my BR was before. Let's. It's not going to even be accurate through the rankings, because my rankings are with my Electro pet. So never mind that. Um, so yeah, that's the tune. Good luck in Class Wars. I know I'm gonna need a little to do even half as well as I did last time. So yeah, good luck everybody. Thanks for watching. Take care and have a very good day.